This video is a matter of my opinion, so anything said in this video is subject to not be true or not align with what you think. Anyway, like the video.
Tennos, drifters, and every Warframe in between. Welcome to my first Tenno Spotlight. Today's topic is the big three. The big three of Warframe are Mag, Excalibur, and Vault. Why are they the big three? Because they're the three Warframes you're given an option for when you first start the game. As far as I'm concerned, these three Warframes are the perfect three to decide whether you're going to play easy, medium, and hard Warframe. What do I mean? Let's get into it. If I was to recommend Warframe to somebody today and they asked me exactly which one of the three Warframes they should pick, I would always and will always tell them Mag. Simply for two reasons. One, she's my favorite Warframe and she's who I started with. And two, she is the most Warframe to start with of the three frames. But enough of my personal opinion, and let's get into my open opinion. If you want an easy time learning Warframe as someone who's just started, Excalibur is the way to go. Every single time. The reason I say this is because out of the three, Excalibur is the least ability friendly Warframe. Some people might disagree, but here's the reason why I say this. Simply because if you don't use any of Excalibur's abilities, you get the exact same level of gameplay if you used his abilities. Yes, he's got one and two things that help with the gunplay in the game, but they're not as impactful as the other two. Saying this, if you really want to feel like a ninja in space, I would definitely say go with Excalibur first. But let's go on to medium difficulty. The main reason I'm putting Vault as the medium difficulty Warframe is simply because of the three, Vault is the best ability starter Warframe to use. Not only are his abilities helpful to him, you start to learn about crowd control, and if you choose to not use the guns, you will run around spamming abilities and loving it, having fun, enjoying Warframe. If you have both Excalibur and Vault, you start to see the very big difference between Excalibur making not much of a difference if you don't use his abilities, and Vault making a major difference when you do use his abilities. Vault will start to show you that there are crowd control abilities in the game. It will show you that there are elements in the game. But if you don't use them the way they're intended or in a decent way, they will start to hinder your gameplay, which is why I put him in the medium difficulty, because you can spam shock or Vault or whatever the first ability is called as much as you want. But as every Warframe player knows, if you spam abilities, you lose energy, and if you don't know how to keep your energy up, you have no abilities. You now have to regress into using your weapons more than you would your abilities. Then you kind of get the annoying version of, oh, this is how you play around not having energy, and this is how you play around having energy. Even though Vault pushes out a lot of damage and light levels of survivability, it still doesn't make him the easiest frame in the game. But on the other hand, it doesn't make him the hardest. This is where Mag takes the spotlight. Of the big three, in my opinion, Mag is the hardest, for the simple fact that her abilities require the most spamming of the three. Meaning you have to learn energy economy, you have to learn all of the mechanics of your abilities, and you have to figure out, do these weapons work with this ability? The reason I say this is because all of her abilities require consistent use. Her first ability, you're always going to want to pull people towards you because it's not like it makes a vacuum that consistently pulls people. Her second ability is a mini vacuum, but it's more of a bubble relying you to do damage to the bubble to effectively kill enemies. Her third and her fourth are team survivability spams, in a sense that if you're the support of the team and you're playing Mag, you have to hit them abilities often to keep your team up. If you just play by yourself and you want to survive, you have to spam those two abilities to keep yourself up. And if you didn't know this, the more abilities you get, the more they cost. So your first ability will cost hypothetically 25 energy, and your last ability will cost hypothetically 150 energy. Now, 150 energy is much harder to spam than 25, but it's more effective in the long run. Even though Mag might be the hardest of the three to master the game, she will be the most effective at the end of the day, in the sense that she will be a consistently nice Warframe to grab whilst grabbing other Warframes. But that's just my opinion. But now I've laid out my opinion for all three Warframes and which ones I determine are easy, medium, and hard difficulty to start in Warframe. Why don't you give it a try yourself? If you are new to Warframe, trying to figure out which of the three Warframes you should pick, I would always say Mag, because it gives you the full Warframe experience. But that is just my opinion, and all that means is have fun at your own pace.